Let's go.
Hey guys, I'm back, and thanks to the wonders of Zoom and technology, I've joined our members from around the country for our updates from everywhere. So I'm very excited. So let's just touch base with everybody as we go around the country, and we're going to get updates on what's been happening through this crazy, tumultuous world we've been having. So Todd, Todd Roberts from Marine Group Boatworks in San Diego, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Kitty, and thanks for including us. Things are going strong in Southern California. It's sunny and 70 degrees as usual. Super yacht boat traffic is way up. We had 17 calls of vessels over 100 meters, which was a record for San Diego. San Diego has been relatively transparent and communicates well with crews on how they can repatriate crew. So at the beginning of this mess, it was a little sticky as to whether or not California was a port you wanted to enter, but it turned out it was a great place, and things are going strong here.
That's fantastic. I'm so happy to hear it. And you also have a yard in Mexico as well, right? I mean, so that you can do work back and forth. Has that been going well?
We do. Our Cabo San Lucas yard is open, has remained open the entire time. Mexico was a little more wishy-washy on what their process was going to be for yachts coming in, but nobody saw a wrinkle there, and boats were able to move freely between Mexico and California.
Well, that's fantastic to hear, because I know we haven't had such good luck in the northern part, but I know Peter's going to talk about that in a few minutes. So we're going to go up the coast, up through California, up to the great state of Washington, and our another former board member, and with the Northwest Marine Trade Association, Peter SCHRAPPEN. So Peter, can you hear me out there in Seattle?
Yeah, happy Friday. How's it going, everybody?
Oh, just fantastic. I wish you could be here, and I wish everybody could be in the same room, but I really appreciate you guys jumping on this call to join everybody today. So so tell me, what's been happening? Because everybody's always seeing Washington State in the news these days, but it's been good news, I think, for the boating industry.
Yeah, exactly. We've been gearing up for what's going to be an incredibly busy couple of years for us with the upcoming Olympics and America's Cup. And just right now, just yesterday, I was visiting in Port Angeles. Hodor and Lonian are in town, as well as Calix, and we were able to take some legislators to Platypus Marine in the Port of Port Angeles to see them and check everything out.
Oh, that's really great news. And I know that between the Northwest Marine Trade Association and us, and with the NMMA, we were able to open some routes up for visiting yachts to Alaska once Alaska finally opened. So tell us, how did they do this year?
You know, for those interested in going to Alaska, I can tell you that the Pacific Northwest in general is open for business. It is difficult to get from the United States to Canada, but for Alaska, if you want to go visit, I'd really encourage explorers to visit covid19.alaska.gov before you head out. But yeah, they've been seeing an influx in activity there as well.
And that's great. And I mean, and a bad thing turned into a good thing when the cruise ship stopped running. It gave a lot more opportunities for super yachts to have places to go stay, right?
Exactly. Yep. They've been in and around, and we've been using Superyacht Northwest, our friends with Superyacht Northwest, to showcase all the amenities that the Pacific Northwest has to offer.
And the Pacific Northwest is a great destination, and I'm happy to hear that more super yachts are heading your way. And this is a trend that we have been seeing for a couple years, correct?
Exactly. We just continue to build on legislative wins and marketing wins. And I did reference Superyacht Northwest, and I'd be remiss if I didn't showcase their website, synw.org. And we always enjoy our partnership with USSA.
And we're going to put that little link in our feed on the side so that anybody who wants to go to Superyacht Northwest, and we really appreciate them participating as a sponsor with us as well this year. And and thank you too, Peter, for joining us.
My pleasure.
We're going to take a quick flight across the U.S. and head to the Northeast into one of my favorite towns. And I'm very sad because of all this crazy COVID. We didn't get much time with you guys this year. So I have Veronica Brown and Eli Dana from a Safe Harbor Newport shipyard. I still have a little bit of a hard time putting that Safe Harbor part in there, but we're excited to have you guys join us today here at the show.
Thank you, Kitty. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us, Kitty.
So I mean, so Newport was kind of a late start, right? I mean, you guys had a late spring, and then with the COVID uncertainties, your governor kept the state closed down for quite a bit longer than you had anticipated. How did that impact you guys?
Yeah, we felt about a 6-week delay in pretty much the way the season would normally start. But by mid-July, we were pretty well fully cranked up and had more, boats over 60 meters than we've ever had before. So it turned out okay in the end, but it was definitely a late start for us.
And how did you see from the charter perspective? Were vessels able to charter very easily in and out of Newport?
Yes, we've heard from quite a few brokers that the charter business was excellent this summer. And unfortunately, we did have to postpone the Newport Charter Yacht Show this year, but we're already looking forward to next year. We have dates on the calendar for June 21st to 24th. So we're going to plan ahead and hope that, that we can have another great show next summer.
Oh, I look forward to it. That would be so great. And I know that Maine and some of the other New England states had a little bit of a different experience because they were really shut down. And J.B. Turner from Front Street Shipyard had said to me earlier this summer that he was like seeing 300 footers in every bay in Maine. So that's been good for you guys as well because the vessels stayed longer up there in New England this year?
Yeah, a lot of the larger boats stayed a bit longer, and there was I think over 20 boats that are over 250 feet.
Oh wow, that's fantastic.
So
wow. So we know that as soon as they leave you guys, they're going to head to our next guest, and I'm excited to introduce Dan COWANS, the founder of Oasis Marinas. And nobody knows the Chesapeake like Dan. So how has the Chesapeake fared through all of this?
Well, you're too kind. I'm sure there are plenty of people that know it better than me, but I'm happy to call it home. And since June, when we reopened up for boating, it's gone really well. We've seen more 40 through, we didn't see 100 meter. We had 100 meter on the books, but it changed last minute. But we've had many 40 through 70 meters come in, more than we've ever seen. And we're very fortunate that we got a lot of positive feedback from captains that had never come to the Chesapeake. They'd certainly never made their way to Baltimore. And even on social media, we were really excited to read some impromptu comments from boat captains that said, I would have never thought about going to Baltimore, but we had such an amazing experience, we will be back. And similar to what others are saying, the average stay for us was significantly longer. So for us, typically the super and megas that come in are in for a couple of days, depending on ownership. But this time the average length of stay was a little over 4 weeks. So it was much longer. We also saw some big charter boats coming in for charter. That worked out really well because the one thing that I feel like our state actually got right was from a quarantine standpoint. So they weren't having the crew quarantine every time. So the crews appreciated that. In addition, many marinas around the Chesapeake Bay have been retrofitting and getting spun up with super power out on the docks, as well as many more large floating docks preparing for this. So we were excited to be able to show off a little bit what many marinas around the bay have been preparing for and kind of building what I call the field of dreams, which is, building these marinas that can accept these super, mega, and giga yachts. And they're here. So it was a great experience for us, phenomenal experience for our team members and staff members, not only at our marinas, but also at the other marinas up and down the Chesapeake. And I won't leave out the Potomac. We had more large vessels going up the Potomac and spending time at our locations up around DC, probably doing some legislation maybe.
That's good. We're talking about that today too. So
yeah, than I've ever seen. So it was great.
I'm glad to hear it. And I did hear that there was some of the vessels that left the Caribbean over the summer spent some time in the Chesapeake this last summer. So because the Caribbean was on, off, open, closed, like so many of our places around the world have had to deal with these COVID struggles. So I'm happy that you guys were a good recipient of that as well. So thanks so much, Dan, for joining us. And next we go back to our largest region in the US and definitely one of the biggest shipyards and one of the oldest shipyards in Fort Lauderdale. I am very pleased to have Michael Kelly with Bradford Marine. And you guys had some great news this year. You acquired the property right next door. and I can see lots of boats in your yard. So tell me, Michael, how's things going there?
Everything's going well, Kitty. Thanks for having me. And yes, we closed on our acquisition of Billfish Marina along with Pipe Welders, High Seas Technology, and P&R Canvas on May 1st. A number of the vessels that historically would have gone up to the Northeast at the beginning of the summer stayed here a little bit later, went up after that, and a lot of refit activity throughout the summer, getting ready for the winter cruising season. So yeah, between the two properties, there's a lot of activity here at Bradford and throughout Fort Lauderdale.
So would you say that business has been improved since COVID, or has it been about?
Yes, business initially, a lot of the vessels just wanted to stay put, kind of stay with dockage down here. And then as things kind of unfolded, they went into a lot of service work and have really been focused on a lot of the refits going throughout the year.
Oh, that's great. And you also have a shipyard in Freeport as well, correct?
Yes. Yep. We have 47 acres in Freeport, Grand Bahama, with a 1,200 ton dry dock there in Freeport. And the Bahamas has been a little bit more locked down initially, but
yes,
things are a lot better now. And there's been a lot of activity, whether it's the large yachts coming in, commercial vessels, etc. So there's a lot of activity over there now as well.
Well, that's great, and I'm happy to see that things are going so well. And I know you guys are just part of the big family of the boating industry here in South Florida. And it was a perfect segue to our final guest, and I'm very excited to have Joe DARGAVAGE with the Association of Bahamas Marinas, the vice president, but also a boater and an industry person of many years. Joe, tell us what's happening in the Bahamas. Our partner, Everybody Goes Cruising.
Well, first of all, Katie, thank you so much for you and the entire U.S. Superyacht Association team that puts on such a great event at the boat show it's usually on Friday like it is today. So so thank you for having me to represent the Bahamas. Yes, I am extremely excited to talk about, as Kitty said, we've had a lot of ups and downs since March, and everybody in the South Florida yachting community knows this and what we've been going through in the Bahamas. And the main reason is our healthcare infrastructure isn't like that of our neighbors just to the west in the U.S. So we do not have many hospital beds, and we do not have a large hospital infrastructure outside of Nassau. And so that includes a lot of the cruising grounds where the yachts go, Exumas, Harbor Island, and such. So we are definitely getting ready to hopefully transition back to welcoming boats. We had so many yachts over the last 6 months reaching out to us. We know all the yards are full, all the marinas are full in South Florida, with a large percentage of those boats heading to the Bahamas. And that's why our relationship with the USSA has always been so important. We do consider ourselves just an offshoot to the United States, and quite technically, we're the cruising ground for those yachts. And so there's pretty much no big yachts that come to Fort Lauderdale that don't also come to the Bahamas, and same with the reversal. Every boat that comes from the Med and comes to the Bahamas first are on their way to the United States, or vice versa. So starting November 1st, or this Sunday, the biggest announcement we can make is there will no longer be quarantine. That is huge, because that has been in effect, and that has truly affected the boats coming over. They went from at least having a few boats coming to none. So as of the 1st, you'll still need your PCR COVID test, and you'll have that while you're still in the United States, 5 days prior to coming. But once you get there, we'll be switching to a rapid antigen test, and you'll get it on day 1. And if you happen to stay more than 5 days, you'll get it on day 5. But once you get it on day 1 at your initial reporting in facility or marina, you can then move about the Bahamas. You don't have to stay in that location for 5 days. So if you happen to go down to the Exumas and you're out on anchor for 2-3 weeks, that's okay. You don't even have to take that second test until you come back to shore. So you'll be hearing a lot more about that in the coming days. That should really change everything. We're really hoping to bounce back for 2021. I am here to announce 2 great things that are going to be great for the South Florida market. Is as of this week, the Association of Bahamas Marinas was able to announce their brand new United States office that has opened in the Rybovich Boatyard and Marina in West Palm Beach. So we're really excited about that. So any USSA members who happen to be in West Palm, or any of our client captains that happen to be in that area, we'd love to see them in our new office. Secondly, which I'm able to announce today, we will be initiating the first Bahamas Marina and Charter Show in Nassau at the end of February, early March, the last 3 days of February, first week of March. We are proud to announce that our relationship with the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, as well as a partnership with the IYBA, will be moving forward with what shall be to come, what we think will be one of the bigger charter shows in this region within the next 2 to 3 years. So we're real excited about that. We're real excited about everything we do with all of our boats that come from the United States, and all the companies that we work with, and many of them that are on here today, with Bradford and Dan and everybody else. And so the Bahamas will bounce back. It'll bounce back very quickly. And so we're excited to have everybody.
Well, we've seen how the endurance of the Bahamian people after the hurricanes and everything from last year. And I have no doubt that they'll come back even stronger than ever, and as have so many places. And we really respect that you guys have come and joined us all today. I can't thank you guys enough. We had so much more to talk about, but I know, unfortunately, we have lots to cover today at the meeting, and I wish you would all be here. But I look forward to next year having us all in person, at least at a meeting sometime soon. So thank you guys all so much for joining us. And I got to get back to the show. But in the meantime, for anybody that's on this call, I'm going to put the links for everybody's different sites that are there. So we'll have Superyacht Northwest, we'll have the Bahamas, Safe Harbor Newport, as well as the the Marina Group Boatworks, and of course Snag a Slip and Oasis Marinas. So I'm going to go back to the stage and get on with the show. But thanks so much, guys, and stay safe and stay well. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Kitty.
Thank you, everybody.
And wrap.